Faces in the Crowd is a psychological thriller directed by Julian Magnat. The film stars Mila Jovovich as Anna Marchant, an elementary school teacher who witnesses a murder by a serial killer known as Tearjerker Jack. After falling from a bridge while trying to escape, Anna wakes up from a coma with prosopagnosia, also known as face blindness, which prevents her from recognizing face beginning of the movie Jovovich-Mila Watch, out for impending spoilers. Before the alarm clock wakes them up to begin getting ready for the day, Anna Marchant and her husband Bryce are asleep. The Moswell was raped by a serial murderer who preys on women, according to the news. After helping Bryce tie his tie, Anna leaves to take a train to work, where she receives a horoscope about meeting a stranger who could open doors for her. She teaches kindergarten and seems to get along well with her kids, likely knowing the most of them by name. When Anna tells them that Bryce wants to take her to Las Vegas, they confirm that he wants to pop the question and advise her to accept. Later, Anna's inebriated friend calls Oswell to arrange a girls' night out with another friend, Francine, and they talk about men. They take a picture at the event. Oswell encounters a couple on his way to the bridge. They seem to be amorous, but the lady tragically dies. Despite Anna's silence, the murderer notices and pursues her when her phone rings. She puts her hand in front of him before he can slash her, causing her to stumble and fall, striking her head and tumbling into the water. When Anna is rescued and eventually awakens from the hospital, the murderer snatches her phone and purse. Even when it's difficult to explain to her that the faces she sees on Nina and Francine are not the faces she knows, she is unable to recognize them. She runs to get some time, and when she's in the bathroom, she is shocked to discover that she can't even recognize her own face in the mirror reflection. When they see a doctor later, he shows Anna pictures of the same individual. But Anna doesn't realize it's of the same person. She is advised to consult a psychiatrist since she has prosopagnosia and neurological impairment from brain injury that affects her capacity to memorize faces. Now that they are back at home, Anna is reassured by Bryce, who she notices has changed, that everything will return to normal as he goes to answer a phone. The tie is the only thing she associates with him when he returns with a new face. Sam Curist, a police officer they encounter, tells them that they were unable to locate any evidence at the location. After Anna sees his face, he warns them of the killer's threat and promises to return. She affirms that she saw his face, but when Sam presses her and she is shown a picture book, she is unable to identify him. Sam is frantic for any assistance in getting the murderer convicted, but Bryce reminds him that she's fresh left the hospital and needs time. Sam later sees Ryan, his case colleague, to tell him about Anna's facial blindness illness. They don't seem to have any clues, not even the serial killer's DNA. Anna has a nightmare about being murdered, but when she wakes up, she discovers that Bryce has changed his face, which makes her uneasy about Bryce's facial changes. Sam approaches a homeless guy who is sleeping close to the bridge where Anna was assaulted in order to get some information. Anna attempts to contact on her misplaced phone and schedules a time for his dad to come get her from school. Even when Nina and Francine come to see her, Anna still can't remember the faces of Nina and Francine, so Sam gives the homeless guy his business card. The homeless guy dies even in the picture they took together. When Anna meets Lankenkamp, a neuropsychiatrist who examines her brain X-ray, she informs her that while she can see faces, she is unable to remember them. Although face blindness is irreversible, Lankenkamp tells her that she may remember one face among many for the rest of her life. She gets ready for school, but when she gets to class, she notices that every kid seems to have the same face, so she labels them with their names so they can be easily identified. As Anna spots a guy outside and vanishes, a parent unexpectedly arrives for her daughter. She is soon perplexed by the children's yelling around the guy she is seeing, which increases her stress levels and causes her to yell at the top of her lungs. Because she is unable to identify the pupils, the principal of the school becomes alarmed and suspends her from her position. Currently traveling home by train, Anna is perplexed as she observes various individuals, yet she is unsure whether it is their faces. As the cops arrive at the homeless man's crime scene, she unexpectedly finds her misplaced purse. After recovering her purse and providing Sam with the description of the guy wearing orange, Anna calls Sam and warns him that the serial murderer may be on the train. Sam advises her to wait for him to arrive. She chooses to flee after hiding when she sees the guy in orange again. Oswell continues to escape despite the guy's persistent pursuit, but when she abruptly stops the train, she discovers that the man in orange was her father, whose face she couldn't remember from back home. Anna stands in the mirror seeing the different reflection of herself and ends up hitting the mirror. Later on, she meets Dr. Lankenkamp again, who shocks her with the news that she is deaf after the accident she got, but she learned how to read people's lips that no one can recognize. She is even deaf. She tells her of a Japanese sense called moga, which can help her fight back so that people don't isolate her thinking. She is stupid. She displays some cubes to her and show her it different from the others and tell her that she can identify people from their distinctive marks and give her a test to pick the different one on the cubes which Anna passes. She moves to the club and start to look around and successfully recognize Nina and Francine. She sets Bryce's tie and draw it down, and when she goes to meet him, she recognizes him as well, though she doesn't tell him the truth that her situation is worsening with Nina and Francine that night. She reveals to them that while having sex with Bryce, she keeps seeing different faces, but pretend as if it's fine, though it gives her hard time. They move to a public place where the doctor gives her a final session on how to identify people by looking at their bodies like a rhythm and bid farewell to her afterwards as she reads the news the serial killer appears before her, though she can't recall the face. But when she calls the police officer, the killer is already gone. She moves back to meet Sam, but wonders as his face never changes, and remember when the doctor told her that she will have one face, that she will always recall and feel happy. At least she can recall Sam. They decide to gather several common suspects to see if Anna can use the new abilities she gained to identify the murderer when Ryan unexpectedly joins them. Sam tells Anna that he has faith in his partner in the case. When the suspects are presented, Anna examines them closely, including their motions, but she is certain that the murderer is not one of them. Although his buddy believes he is in love with Anna, which Sam says is against the force laws, Sam is told the next day that Anna can no longer get police protection. Now that Anna's birthday has arrived, Francine seems to be captured by a guy she approaches to try her luck on men for the first time while she is at the club. Bryce goes to the toilet, and when Anna goes to locate him, she finds her tie identity. As a result, she runs into a guy who she believes to be Bryce, but when he comes back, he discovers that they are dancing, which makes him unhappy and decides to leave. She becomes anxious and agitated when she unexpectedly gets a call on her misplaced phone, and the murderer begins to assure her that he is extremely close to her. She begins searching for Francine out of the blue, and when she finds Nina, they learn that Francine is gone. However, Anna discovers the serial murderer and dead fencing. When the police show there, Ryan abruptly leaves the loo carrying what they believe to be the murderer's belongings, even though she is unable to identify the face. Sam says that they phoned Bryce, but he didn't answer when they got to her flat. Anna makes her statement, but she can't remember who it was, and Nina leaves her with a paper spray. Anna thinks someone is framing him since he even contacted her when she was on the bridge when the murderer assaulted her, but Sam and Anna discover Bryce's coat with her stolen phone. To let Ryan know that he would be bringing Anna out of town, Sam gives him a call. He takes her to a far-off hamlet where he grew up and shows her his old school and the way people live there while they search for Bryce. He tells her later that evening that while Bryce was taken into custody, his DNA did not match that of a murderer. Anna reveals that she can't even recall herself making her life hard, and Sam tells her how he met her for the first time at the hospital and seemed as though he was recalling her from the past. They draw close to kiss, and later have intimate sex, which Anna seems to enjoy, because Sam's face doesn't change, as it was with Bryce in the morning. Sam wakes up to shave, as Anna is still asleep, though she gets nightmares as if Sam is the killer, and when he wakes her, she gets shot to hit him, since his shaving changed him. She seems confused with her whole situation as she touches him to confirm he is not changed. They move to meet the doctor to try regression hypnosis therapy to see if she can recall the killer, but it seems hard however much she tries. They guide her on every possible event where she can recall the face but still fail to recognize him, though she recalls that she might have kissed him before Sam leaves her in his apartment to go hunt the suspects for a DNA matches. Anna gets his photo to draw a beard on it before receiving a text from Bryce for a meeting. After leaving Sam a text, she goes to see Bryce, whom she blames for not tying the tie correctly. In addition to giving her tickets to Las Vegas and a proposal ring that she was anticipating before to her injury, which she ejects, Bryce apologizes to her for his previous actions. He is sufficiently startled by the suggestion to go to the loo. When Ryan assaults Bryce, beats him, and steals his clothing, Anna waits to check his phone and thinks the murderer may be around. Even though Sam can hear his phone ring, Anna attempts to contact him. Suddenly, Ryan returns in disguise as Bryce. Anna informs him that they depart under the impression that he is Bryce, and Sam gets her voicemail requesting that Oswell turn around and find her. She understands she is not with Bryce when she finds the tie when she moves out since he was unable to knot it properly. After recalling some events involving Oswell, Sam comes to the conclusion that Ryan may be concealing something. As Ryan pursues her, Anna pretends to kiss him and spray his eyes in order to flee, but Sam sees them and Ryan quickly stops to change. When Anna sees the identical face on both Sam and Ryan, she becomes perplexed as to who Sam is. After Sam and Ryan collide, Anna grabs a pistol and flees to a bridge, where she hides, but Ryan is still pursuing her. Ryan almost shoots Sam as he tries to reassure Anna that the backup is coming and she should wait. He continues to pursue Anna until he unexpectedly locates her and almost trips. Ryan pretends to be Sam as he approaches her, but Sam quickly draws a beard-like figure with his blood, causing Anna to recognize the real Sam and shoot Ryan. Sam tries to disarm Ryan, but they end up fighting and he finally kills him, although after being shot. As he was dying, Oswell collapsed alongside Anna. Anna weeps for the loss, as Sam informs her that he is just like the other faces and passes away. She returns to the island where he previously abducted her and leads a regular life till she eventually gets up to depart. However, she sometimes seems to see Sam. She was pregnant at the time of Sam's passing and gave birth to a daughter whose face remains the same as Sam.